I can't imagine my life without the Botanical Gardens.
This is a treasure. This is a jewel in Western New York that we've had for 120 years.
Hi, I'm Tawfiq Muhammad, and I'm here at the Buffalo and Erie County Botanical Gardens. This place is so beautiful and has just as rich a history. When it was built, the city of Buffalo owned it and South Park. It was nearly lost in 1929, and then again in the 70s, when a group of dedicated volunteers, preservationists, and Erie County stepped up to save it. By the year 2000, the county and the Botanical Gardens Society were looking for a better way to run day-to-day operations.
Erie County didn't have any specialists in horticulture or botanics. Joel Giambra, who was the county executive, asked that we look into the society taking over the operation from Erie County.
Sometimes that's hard to communicate, that the day-to-day operations are run by a very small staff with support of over 200 volunteers.
So a lot of the things you see here, a lot of us did it as volunteers. We took care of beautification and installation of exhibits.
The Botanical Gardens were now the newest nonprofit cultural institution in Western New York. This came with some specific changes. They could charge admission, which will help to pay to create robust educational programs and find creative ways to generate revenue.
When we started to charge admission, people really started to value it differently. They started to look at it differently. We were thinking about what the community needed or what they wanted to see, how they wanted to see the Botanical Gardens interpreted, how kids wanted to come and experience the gardens, how families wanted to come and experience the gardens.
My oldest grandchild is Matt and his brother Greg. They've been coming here for all the special shows. And even as teenagers, they would sit down at the checkerboard in the gazebo there and play some checkers while the rest of us enjoyed the plant collections.
I know the educational programs here really give kids an opportunity to experience, how things grow, why it's important. It's one thing to look at a plant and see that, oh, it's a beautiful plant, but maybe it has a function as food, maybe it has a function as medicine, and you might not learn, from a book, but you could learn if you actually had some hands-on experience with it.
For my children, I can tell that when they have spent a day here at the gardens, they are more tired, but in the right way. Their lungs have breathed in fresh air. They have gotten vitamin D from the sun. They have, experienced a different sort of sensation than they otherwise do if they're just sitting on the couch watching TV all day.
To come here and to feel this respite, it's almost like an instant relief that you feel when you come in here.
Plants have a healing nature. When I walk through the conservatory and I may be having a bad day, I feel better.
Everyone that comes here feels better when they leave than when they did when they arrived. And there's something very spiritual about that.
The Botanical Gardens are committed to evolving and growing after more than 120 years. Part of that evolution is laid out in a master plan that calls for renovation and expansion by the design firm of Toshiko Mori.
We have these beautiful exhibits that are laid out here.
The biggest challenge we face is that the current structure, which is absolutely beautiful, does not accommodate the needs of the visiting public.
And some of the things that aren't pictured in here that's really exciting is we have plans for a cafe, the expanded event space, educational classrooms, a butterfly conservatory, a new gift shop, admission area. So it's really going to be a whole new part of the Botanical Gardens.
I think any organization has to recognize that things change and that in order to maintain the viability of an organization, that organization needs to change as well.
All of that is part of bringing people closer to plants and that is the focus of this institution.
Today you can Google anything. There are apps on your phone that can identify plants with the touch of a button. But nothing can replace experiencing it up close and in person.
Like, why do you think someone would name this an old man palm?
Because it has fur on it.
It has what
Is
looks like
that
hair.
Nothing can take the place of the feeling of peace and tranquility you have when you're here. This place has served Western New York for more than a century, and luckily for us, it has plans for the future that will serve generations to come.